Seventh part of When Your Stepfather If to a Man Whose Two Brothers Were Already Madly Obsessed with You. Author point of view. Lecture ended, but you did not leave the classroom as you had a lot to cover because you had a few days off for Taehyung. Jungkook, Jan, let's have lunch. You found him posing a face that was showing regret on it. Jan, what are you trying to do now? Jungkook, just lunch. Come. His voice was also soft. Jan, you might make something in lunch and then take me to your room. He rubbed his hands down to his face. Jungkook, I am sorry for that. Jan, it's not that simple. Jungkook, then you could have told Hang to get me killed and it would be simple. You smashed your notes on his chest and they fell in his feet. Jan, I saved him to dirty his hands with your putty. He shifted on his feet. Jungkook, I am really regretting Jan, but I cannot trust you again. Jungkook, I can understand. Jan, you can never. A man full of himself can never. You acted to be focused on your books. JK, I like you. Jan, get lost. Giving up, he turned on his heels and left. You picked your notes and started studying. 2 hours passed when Bella came in. Bella, finally, you chose one. Your eyes rolled. Jan, what a worst day it is. She laughed. Bella, I will not get angry today because at least you did not choose Jimin, my man. Jan, stay happy with your man and leave me alone, Bella. You gathered your notes and decided to go home. Bella, Jungkook is also good. You two look like an ideal couple. You stop near her. Jan, Bella, you can have him too. I am sure for a girl like you, one man cannot be enough, right? You were satisfied after burning her. You walked past her, but she pulled you back with your arm. Jan, yeah, leave me, Bella. And what kind of girl you are, huh? She unlocked her phone and showed the pictures that you saw in Jungkook's phone. Bella, Jan, how this? She smirked at your expressions. Bella, nice pictures, Jan. They are viral on every page. Pushing her away, you took out your phone, and she was right. You rushed to home. Jungkook came out of his room as he had also seen those pictures. He panicked when he saw Taehyung storming in the mansion. His furious face was telling that he knows too. JK, Hang, I can explain. Taehyung gave him a hard punch that he fell down. Taehyung, why you did that? Jungkook, I did not. He was pulled up and then threw away on a table. Taehyung was enraged and had no control. Jungkook growled as they perished in his bag. He could not stop Taehyung when he stormed on him. The door opened and another brother came in. Jimin, Hang. He ran towards them and pulled Taehyung back. Taehyung, why? What does all this mean? He yelled through his throat. Lying on floor, Jungkook was slowly breathing and his eyes half opened. Jimin, Hang. He did not do that. Please listen, Taehyung. Were you also with him in all this? He shook his head. You also entered. Taehyung, I will kill him. Jimin, Hang. No. He spotted you and felt it a very wrong time for you to be here. You walked in. Jan, Taehyung, your heart was shaking. As you can see that Storm was already there. Jungkook was injured and Jimin was holding on a very furious Taehyung. Taehyung looked at you. No word escaped his lips. With that steps you moved to him. Jan, please don't misunderstand. It's not like this. He averted his gaze and that spread fear in you. Jan, Taehyung, your voice was barely audible. Fleeing from Jimin's hold, he again kicked Jungkook, you covered your mouth and buried a scream. Jimin, don't do this, Hyung. Taehyung. Everyone knows his aggressive nature, but he never took out his anger on his brothers. But today he was exploding. Taehyung, guards. His men alerted. Taehyung, I need all the data on my table. Before leaving, his gaze moved to you. You wanted to explain, but his eyes, your stomach churned at that look. He was then moving out. Jimin helped Jungkook to stand. Jungkook, Jan, I did not do it. I promise I did not. Jimin dragged him to his room. Taehyung reached to his office. Daniel and Eric were already there with other leaders and your father. Taehyung, reason for this unannounced visit? Eric, you must know. Your father's daughter. You had been acting that you don't know where she is. Daniel, however, during all this time, she had been with your brother. Taehyung, shut up. Whatever came in his hand, he threw it over him and clenched him in his paws. Taehyung, the office was at chaos. Others hardly pulled them apart. Daniel, her face was spread in our world. Then how dared you to hide her, huh? Taehyung, you have nothing to do with her. He yelled. Eric, your father, she is my daughter and I want her back. Taehyung, shut your mouth. His one roar made him step back and looked at Eric. Eric, all leaders are agreed on this. You cannot fight with all of them. So you better surrender. Threats never sat right with Taehyung, but at that time he can see that they were all against him. That is why he wanted to keep you away from this world. Taehyung, you think you can make me bend in front of you? Eric, there are some rules that you have to follow. Ta, forget her, and that is it. Eric, you think we are only this much? Daniel, her pictures have created a storm in underworld. They all want her, but before them, I will. Taehyung angrily pulled out his weapon and shot him. All leaders stood from their places and backed away. Taehyung, you got your answer? Eric, you are making all of us against you. Taehyung, get lost. Your father also left while hiding in them. Guard, sir, Jungkook lost his phone few days ago. And it's true. Pictures were in that phone. Taehyung roared and flushed all things down the table. Guard left him alone. Ta, this is not the point. This is not. Jimin came out of his Jungkook's room. Yan, Jimin, Jimin. Yan, he really didn't. Yan, where is Taehyung? He is not picking my calls. Your fingers were hurting now for calling him for hundreds of times, but got no response. Jimin, he must be trying to control this. Your eyes were again teary. Yan, he must be thinking that I. Jimin, Yan, don't cry. Yan, will he not let me explain? He sighed. Jimin, you can tell him when he comes back. Yan, but then he already hit Jungkook so bad, and if he knows what he did, Jimin, he might kill him. You felt shiver rushing through your spine. Yan, no, this should not happen. You broke in tears, as this was what you were scared of. Taehyung entered in his room and threw the coat away. Then he noticed you. Lying on his bed, you had fell asleep, as you were waiting for him. He came near you. Unfiltered words of his enemies for you repeated in his head, and he wanted to burn down everything. Dropping the hand that was about to touch you, he went to bathroom and shut the door with a thud that woke you up. You stumbled down the bed when he stepped out. Sean, Taehyung, Ta, go to your room. His rough voice tightened you around your heart. Standing in front of mirror, he was doing his hairs. You saw his shirt getting stained with. You ran to him. Yan, Taehyung, your wound. He did not let you touch him. Taehyung, Jan, I am really not in my right state of mind, so you better go to your room. You can see redness in his eyes, and he was seeing tears in yours. Jan, fine, don't talk, but please let me see your wound. He grabbed your arm, and the grip was lethal. That was hurtful. That never happened between you two. He was closer, and then you realized that he was. Taehyung, you should leave when I am being nice. Yan, Taehyung, please listen. But he pushed you out of the room and locked the door. You were banging on it, but he turned deaf. Taehyung, go. I don't want to hurt you. I cannot hurt you. I cannot. He fell on the bed on his front, and darkness consumed him. To be continued. Oh, our couple is again suffering. What will happen with Jungkook? Comment down your guesses. Thanks for watching this and love you all.